I get this message often. Why don't my parents love me? And I answered this question before, but I answered it in a softer way. This is a very harsh way, so stay tuned to the video. My name is Cyrus and I'm, and my mission is to embody the emotion of overcoming. I believe we all fight battles we hide from the world. My objective is to help you win those battles through perspective. Stay tuned. Why don't my parents love me? Listen, it can be your parents don't love themselves. They never learn to love themselves. I hate to say it this harshly, but I get the question too often to sugarcoat or fabricate it to you. Your parents more than likely don't know themselves. They grew up a certain way and they hide who they are from their children or to you. They don't want to say grandma treated them a certain way or grandpa treated them a certain way. They don't want to say that. They don't want to tell you the root of why they are the way they are. They can say a roundabout way, oh, he never bought that bike for me when I was young, or he didn't show up to no football games. They say things like that, little subtleties to show that they had a lack of love growing up. And they never explore themselves enough to know themselves, to love themselves, so they can't even give it to you. So you sitting back saying, why ain't my dad ever did this, or why ain't my mom ever did this? Why don't they love me? Why don't they? Because they don't love themselves. What do you expect, really, if they don't love themselves? And I know this is hard hearing. I know it is. I know it is. Because you have to face it to some degree. At some point, you have to face it. Somebody that don't love themselves cannot love you properly. And that's one thing I had to face. I had to look at it with my family. I was like, wait a minute, why come they never did this or whatever? And you start blaming yourself, blaming the other person, looking for somebody to point to blame. But in actuality, it's self-reflection on self. Do you love yourself? Truly. Now, don't just say yeah or no. No, just give it some thought. You will know if you love yourself. Are you progressively trying to better yourself? Are you looking at yourself and be like, I need to change this, and then actively trying to do it? That's a reflection of loving yourself. I know I need to stop drinking. I need to stop smoking. I need to stop doing this. And then you're actually trying to do so. That's a reflection that you love yourself and you're trying to improve yourself day in, day out. That's what growing in greatness is about. But a parent, once they get to a certain age, man, I hate saying stuff like this. Once they get to a certain age, if they never really got into self-reflecting, oftentimes they don't change. They mature enough that they don't do things as in a way that they used to do it, but that mentality is still there because they never got over it. So when you really look at it, it's not really about why don't my parents love me? It's about, do I love myself? How well can I get to know myself? And can I help my parents get to a point of loving themselves? Now, I know this is a daunting task. Like, what do you mean, can I help my parents love themselves? They don't care about me. I don't care about them. All right. You can have that attitude, and it's a good probability you're going to pass it down to your children subconsciously, too. They won't realize that they're treating you like, no, let me say, sometimes they do. I don't want to say that statement. Sometimes they do know they're treating you like crap. But sometimes they really don't know. They're doing what they feel like is best for you based upon how they grew up. If they grew up a certain way and they feel like I turned out good, let me raise my children that way too. And you like, man, no, times changed. That was 40 years ago. That's not here now. But they can't look at it differently because they grew up that way. So once again, it's about how you reflect on yourself. Listen, if you love yourself, anybody else that love you is just added fuel. If they don't, it is what it is. I hate even saying stuff like that because it's true, but I don't want it to feel like it's negative about your parents or something like that. Because I know a lot of us seek validation through our parents. We want to make sure our dad do this or our mom do this and whatnot, but unfortunately, that's just not always the case. And you can't let that stop your growth in life because your mom didn't show up here or your dad wasn't there or he abandoned you. You don't even know who he is. You don't know who your mom is or whatever it is. You in foster care, whatever it may be. Listen, we got us at the end of the day. When you on that pillow, you on there by yourself. When you reflecting on your thoughts and crying or whatever, you by yourself. So you learn to love that self. And anybody else that love you is just an added benefit. Anybody that don't, it is what it is. That's something they got to deal with. So that's a real reason why your parents may not love you, because they don't love themselves. Thank you for taking out the time to watch this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to get a shirt or anything like that, you can get it in the description box below. Also, continue to reach out to me on Instagram, which is also in the description box below. I love hearing y'all's messages. I love replying to y'all. Thank you.